What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Atelier Ryza 3. In this video, we are going to be talking all about the skill tree, SP, how to get it, and what to focus on in the tree, okay? Now, unlike Ryza 2, we do not have a storybook full of objectives that reward massive amounts of SP. Instead, we have to get it the old-fashioned way. So before we actually look at the skill tree, first of all, let's talk about SP and how to get it. So firstly, you get it from normal synthesis when creating items. That will also reward you with some SP. You will also gain SP when you do item rebuilding. This is where you take an already finished item, such as, let's say you synthesize a neutralizer. You can then use item rebuild to go back into the neutralizer and unlock more effects, basically, until it reaches level 99. After that, there are two more ways to earn SP. The first one is random quests. These are little green quest marks, which if I just go outside right now, these are little green quest marks that will appear on the map down in the bottom right hand side. Now, these will range from anything to gathering local materials, killing monsters, and things like that. They're generally pretty quick to do. However, you really don't want to go out of your way for them. Generally, if it's just gather a couple of items that you are right next to, I would actually say go ahead and do it. It takes 2 seconds and it does reward you with a little bit of SP. The last way is with normal quests. So normal quests are ones that appear on the map, which I don't think I have one right now. Yes, I do. So this is a normal quest that I have not done. It's probably the last one in the game that I have to do, actually. So sometimes when completing them, you will also receive SP. It's not guaranteed that you will get SP. Most of them, I would say about 99% of them, do reward SP though. And then of course you also get a little bit from some character events, not all though. So now that we've talked about how to gain SP, what is the most efficient way of gaining SP? That is actually going to be a combination of synthesis and item rebuilding. However, there are a few things we need to do first and foremost. So right now, I've not upgraded this Atelier just because I wanted to make this video. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show this off. So with the Ateliers, you can remodel them, and each remodel will have a different effect. So right here, this is the base Atelier, the research base. This just basically shows, you know, treasures on your map. We don't care about that. For the sake of this video, we're going to care about the laboratory. The reason for this is it increases your SP gain rate. This is a flat increase across everything, okay? That is what we care about. Now, I would talk about the extensions. However, the extensions are a very, very late game feature. And honestly, you want pretty much all of the skill tree unlocked before you actually get the extension ability. Now, why do you want the skill tree unlocked that sort of early? A few reasons, actually. Firstly, if we look at the map right now, there are no individual areas in Ryza 3, okay? The entire world is seamless. Well, that's kind of true. So all these areas right here, this entire area, and including this town and the area over here, this is one map. There's no load time. I could teleport over here right now, and I could walk all the way through to over here, okay? It would take about 20 minutes, but I can do that. And likewise, the same can actually be said for all the other areas. So here, this is the Kirken Island area. So this is basically every single area from Atelier Ryza 1, all combined into a single map, okay? And then we also have the new area right here as well. So with that, you do want a few things. Now, when it comes to the actual skill tree, okay, the priority that we want is going to be a little bit different compared to Ryza 2's priority system. So first and foremost, you are going to want to unlock the first 4 abilities, okay? This is going to be the medica powder recipe, the onyx blade recipe. You need this for a quest. You want to get the SP gain plus 10%. In fact, that should be your very first unlock to start gaining the most benefit from it. And then you also want to get the quantity boost level 1. The main reason for this is we do need the emerald band for later in the game. You are going to need this to progress the story. So getting that unlocked is pretty important, really. The medical recipe, the medical powder, sorry, again, required. Same with the onyx blade, required for the story. So we've got the first 4 abilities, okay? Out of all these, I would probably start off with getting SP, then the onyx blade, then the medica powder, and then the quantity boost, okay? Once you've got these 4 abilities right here, pick up the emerald band. Now, as I said, you are going to need the emerald band for later. So, at this point, we've got 5 abilities learned. What are we going for next? Well, on the left-hand side, this is all the gathering abilities, okay? So you've got things like your gathering level, your staff level, your quality boosts, your quantity boosts, and so on and so forth. This is all hand gathering and staff gathering over here. Up the way, we have a few different things. So these are the sort of synthesis materials, the cloths, the... oh, excuse me. So this is all the synthesis materials, the cloths and the ingots, and also a couple of synthesis abilities as well, such as link morph, adding extra items to the synthesis, duplication and rebuilding, and so on and so forth. On the right-hand side, this is all pretty much just battle items here. The only exception to that rule is the key modification boosts, but they're actually pretty bad, to be honest, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Likewise, I wouldn't worry about any of this for now either. Down the way is basically just weapons and armor, pretty much. There is also some food buffs, but again, wouldn't bother with that. You don't really unlock many recipes that early. All of them are actually quite late, so you're not going to get much benefit out of this. So now that we know what the skill tree is, like where everything is located on it, let's talk about priority. We've already got these 4 abilities here, and we've also got the emerald band. The first thing you are going to want to do, and I suggest doing this as soon as you build your first atelier in the Cork Isles, okay? Trust me, you will know where that is when you get to it. It is very, very early on, and it will also be before you unlock the key effect. Once you have built your first atelier, your new custom atelier, start synthesizing and just mass produce, okay? You just want to keep on and on and on synthesizing to get some SP. The reason for that, okay, is after you've bought these 5 skills, you want to buy the weapon recipes 1. We don't care about that, but we need to advance the skill tree down. Once you've got the weapon recipes 1, also buy the weapon recipes 2. The reason for that is once you have weapon recipes 2, it will allow you to buy another SP gain skill, giving you an extra 20% SP gain. Then after that, get the weapon recipes 3, and finally buy the last SP up skill. This gives us an extra 50%, then we've got 20%, and then 10% right here. That means we've got 80% extra SP gain from synthesis right there. That's going to make the grinding for SP so much faster. Not only that, if you use the laboratory atelier, the SP gain bonus from that seems to be 10% as well. So with all of this, you're at nearly double the amount of SP gained. So what's next now that we've maximized our SP gain? Well, now we're actually going to go up the way, okay? You're going to buy the max quality 300, and then you are going to unlock the duplication as well. Once you've got the duplication, which will allow you to duplicate all of your crafted, synthesized items and weapons and so on and so forth, you're then going to get the next quality skill, which is quality up 500. The reason we want that is so we can actually move over and unlock link morph, which we're not going to use. It's actually completely pointless, other than maybe 4 situations that I've encountered. And then you are going to unlock item rebuilding. This is where you are going to earn the bulk of your EXP from. Once you craft an item, go into item rebuilding and just dump a bunch of like dummy ingredients into it. You want to get it up to as high a level and as high as quality as you possibly can to get a massive boost of SP. Using that massive boost of SP, you want to unlock the power rebuild level 1, level 2, and level 3 effects. This way you can rebuild your items all the way up to level 99, further increasing the SP for you. Once you've got them, it actually becomes very simple in what we're going to do. You're going to get the max quality 700 and then the max quality 999 abilities. This is just going to allow you to earn even more SP as you start getting more and more quality. And then lastly, we are going to unlock the extra ingredients +1 down here, and then the extra ingredients +2 up here. Once we have all of this, okay, we are literally SP producing machines. Now, all of these nodes will require anywhere from, a couple hundred SP all the way up to about 4,000 per tile. With everything that we've just focused on right now, you're going to be getting about 300-400 SP per synthesis. And then when you rebuild, you're going to get anywhere from 500 to 1,500 SP. Okay, that is a huge amount and is going to allow you to unlock a lot of this skill tree very quickly. Now, once you've got all of this, okay, remember, you should still be at the Carc Isles very early on, right? Once you've got all of that, we are going to go over and get the basket size up 1, just so we can gather more ingredients. This will give you an extra 100 gather quantity. Then we are going to pick up all of the left-hand side skills, okay? So start with gathering level 2. This way you can gather extra ingredients. Ignore the quality and ignore the quality up here as well. We don't care about them for now. Just get the gathering level 2. Then advance on to the gathering level 3. Once you have gathering level 3, that means any item that you pick up, you can acquire all 3 different types of it. Once you've got that, immediately go down and get both of the staff levels as well. Once we have the staff levels and the normal gathering levels, that alone is going to give us access to about 60% of the items in the game. And trust me, okay, I didn't have, an easy visual to look at what unlocked where, so I was fumbling my way through this. I got to the end of the game and I was missing so many items that I had to go back and scroll through the entire game looking for. Because unlike previous Atelier games, seeds will not give you new items in this game. The only items seeds will give you are ones that you have already gathered out in the field. So, you want to unlock as many different gathering abilities as you can before you start progressing through the game, okay? The later you get these, the more time you are going to have to spend later on trying to track down individual materials. And let me say this game is above and beyond the worst one for trying to find materials that you are lacking, okay? It is a freaking nightmare to track down materials. That's why you need to get them added to your guidebook ASAP, and then just rely on seeds at the end of the game for them. Now, once you've got your gathering and staff levels up to level 3, it's then time to boost the quantity up here and quantity level 3, and then also do the same for your staff quantities as well. Once you've got the quantity boosts, then you can get the, the typical quality upgrades as well, just to give you that little bit more quality on gathered items. Now, this skill right here, Enhanced Charge Swing, ignore this. This will not appear on the skill tree until you have unlocked every single normal recipe. The same is said for the exact south skill, the exact north skill, and the exact east skill as well. All of these will only unlock once you have completed the entire skill tree. So, we've done, all of the synthesis unlocks. We've completely maximized our SP gain, and we've now got all of the gathering abilities. What's next? Well, a lot of the items in Ryza 3 are actually unique to monsters as well. And a lot of the unique items, unfortunately, are used quite often, and a lot of these will not come from seeds either. So we're going to need a way to kill those monsters incredibly easily. So what you're going to want to do now is pick up the Trio Craft item and then get the Modify Core Crystals ability as well. And then move over once more to get the Astro Rose. This is pretty much one of the most overpowered items in the game until you can craft the Zway Resonance or the Cross Judgment, okay? These two right here are the best attacking items in the game by far. And in fact, both of them can deal over 500,000 damage really easily as well. The Astro Rose, on the other hand, can easily deal 100,000 damage, pretty much from as soon as you learn the recipe and can craft it, basically. So that is going to be your main damage dealer pretty much throughout the entire game until you can unlock the Zway Resonance. Once you've got the Astro Rose, though, it is actually time to completely ignore this side of the grid, okay? All of these are just attacking items pretty much, and we don't need any of them for anything. These key modification time boosts are honestly really pointless. Keys just aren't really that worthwhile. Even on charismatic difficulty, they are rather unneeded, and they actually serve much better purposes used with synthesis anyway. So you can ignore these for now. So what we are going to do is we are going to go up the way, okay? You are going to pick up all of these skills now, all of these recipes. The main reason for this is these are all synthesis items. So all of these can be used to, you know, create other items. They have, well, some of them have things like effect spread, element value boosts, and so on and so forth. Some of these are incredibly good for synthesis, especially the puppy liquid. That's really good early on, okay? Now, once you've got all of these, just finish off the northern section and unlock the ingots and the cloths. This way you have access to make some armor if you want to, armor and weapons. At this point, you could very easily make some incredibly strong equipment, but I wouldn't really bother with that, to be honest. So at this point, we've unlocked basically everything right now, okay? Also, what I probably should have said is, once you actually unlock the Astro Rose, feel free to continue the game on. These aren't really all that important, but I would definitely suggest unlocking everything I've mentioned so far up to the Astro Rose at the first atelier that you can create, okay? Trust me, you'll thank me later. Once you've obviously, you know, you've done that, you've gone back to synthesis, you've gone back to unlocking the grid, you've started unlocking all of these. Once the entire north section is complete, you are then going to finish off the south section, okay? Now, this is all basically just weapons and armor, pretty much. It's like, right here, you know, we've got the end game armor here, the Kruger cloak, or for normal characters, you've got the Ammo Noir. You can ignore the Mushel Molder if you want to, but again, these are very much late game recipes, okay? These are sort of best in slot pieces of equipment right here. You can get the piece of gear here. Again, you're probably not going to use it, to be honest. It's like I actually made the Traveler's Cloak, the very original armor, early on with some incredibly powerful traits, and I used that the entire way through the game because I just didn't have a need to upgrade the armor. And then you might as well finish off the south section by getting the food buffs. Again, you're probably never really going to make use of this, but you might as well get it anyway. So once you've got all of the south side, it's then time to just unlock all of the east side. Now, what I would suggest doing here when you are actually unlocking the east side is actually focus on a couple of things first. So you've already got the Astro Rose for damage. However, if you want to make the best attack item in the game, I would then go for the Zway Resonance, okay? That is by far the best attack item in the game. Once you've got the Zway Resonance, it then becomes a case of unlocking everything else on the eastern side. So, you have now unlocked everything on the skill tree, okay? After you unlock everything on the skill tree, 4 more abilities will spawn, and these 4 abilities each cost 5,000 SP to unlock. They are Key Uses +3. Honestly, this is actually really good, but it is only really good once you are creating things like Philosopher's Stones and you have access to end game materials, okay? Leave this one until last, in my opinion, unless you are already at end game and you are creating super rare keys constantly, okay? If you don't know what I mean by creating super rare keys constantly, you are not far enough in the game. Okay, so now we have the bottom skill, which is equipment creation boost. This is actually probably the worst one of them all. It increases quality of the created equipment and grants a chance at creating multiple items. Literally pointless. Just completely ignore this one. This one's an afterthought, okay? You are never going to make use of that ability. We are, however, going to make use of the left ability, which is amount of ingredients gathered with a charged swing is greatly increased. Now, this only seems to work with the staff. It does sometimes work with the axe and the hammer, but it seems to be very inconsistent. I'm not sure if it's a bug or if it will be addressed with a day one patch, as I am playing this ahead of official release. So I'm not 100% sure on if this will be patched or not, but again, it does give you more materials if you charge swing first. The first of the 4 skills that you should unlock, however, is the enhanced gem reduction. This doubles the amount of gems you can earn with gem reduction. This is a freaking godsend, okay? This is amazing. This will drastically speed up your gem production. Now, I do have an infinite gem video, which will either be uploaded just before this one or just after this video, basically showing you how you can cap out 10 million gems in literally 20 seconds, even without this ability. But again, this will be incredibly nice until you are at that point. And there we have it, guys. That is the entire skill tree and what you should focus on in what order. I would honestly suggest following the recommendation that I just gave, so you are not going completely blind like I did, and it's, you know, it's ended up costing me a ton of time. I lost 2 days just going back and hunting materials because I missed so many different ones because I didn't have these abilities. Likewise, it took me way longer to farm SP because these 50% and 20% SP skills I didn't unlock until I had created nearly the entire north and east section of the skill tree. Trust me, this is going to save you a lot of time if you follow the recommendations. But of course, it's entirely up to you, you know, feel free to go for the abilities, the items, the skills that you want or you feel would suit you better. Everybody's playstyle is different after all. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video and I hope it has helped. If it has, then please be sure to smash that like button and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the general direction I've just given you guys here for this skill tree. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got tons and tons of Atelier Ryza free guides coming for you guys that you are not going to want to miss. As always though, everybody, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.